Because what happens when you start, wake up in the morning and you get hit with problems to deal with straight away? You're not actually getting anything done. You're being reactive. You're working to other people's agenda. You're never producing. You're never able to create. You're just reacting to other stuff. And if that is the zone that you operate, then you're never going to create anything. You're never going to outsource and get systems in place to deal with things. Hello, Paul McFadden here. So today, of all the freaking days, I'm having one of those days. You know what I'm talking about. A day where you're just getting hit with problems, and I'm getting hit with problems left, right and centre from all different angles, from a number of different businesses that I'm involved in, from personal challenges and issues that are arising as well. For some reason it's been today. Now I quite like when you're a business owner, when you're an entrepreneur, when you can deal with problems every day. But there is those odd occasions, those certain days where you have more problems than you normally have. And today's been one of those days. And it's only 3 p.m. in the afternoon right now. The challenge I've got is that I'm currently in Costa Rica just now. So when I wake up, I'm already 6 hours behind in the UK. And already in the UK, so I wake up at 6 in the morning, but I don't check my phone at 6 in the morning. I have my morning routine. So I go and do my morning routine, and I don't check my phone until 8:30, around about 8:30, 9 a.m. And when I check my phone, of course, I have more emails, I've got more WhatsApp messages, I've got more text messages, I've got more of everything, mainly because back home it's almost close of business. It's like, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So most people are finished the best part of their working day, and they've only got a few hours left before they're finished for the day. So because of that 6 hour difference, I have a whole bunch of messages. Now that's the norm. That happens every day when I'm here in Costa Rica. So I expect that, that's fine. But I have a rule, and this is a rule that you should most definitely adopt. I adopted this about 2 years ago, and it changed everything for me. It made a massive difference in my productivity. It made a massive difference on how I could focus, on how I got things done, how I was able to complete my own agenda, how I was less reactive to other people. And what that was is that I informed all of my staff, I informed my business partners, anybody that I was working on a project with, basically anybody that I spoke to a day on day, clients, you name it. And what I said to them all, and what I do, and I always say to anyone, is don't bring any problems to me until after 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Now, by doing that, a number of things happened. One, in the morning, when I check my messages and things, I know that it's going to be more positive messages. I know that anything that I'm getting asked or anything, it's not necessarily a problem. It's more of a discussion, chat about things that's happening, updates on stuff, talking about business, all of that. And then come 1 o'clock, guess what happens? The problems start to come through. Hey, I've got this issue, I've got this problem here, that needs dealt with, I need your assistance on this, what's your take on that, how do I solve this? Now, because I've adopted that rule, what tends to happen, believe it or not, is that my team, because they want to be proactive, they want to solve the problem, they'll either discuss with one another, or they'll work it out themselves, and before you know it, there is no problem. The problem's been resolved before it even comes to me. So come 1 o'clock, where I'm just about to, in my daily routine, go for lunch and take an hour or two where I spend some time with the family at that time and get some lunch before I have my working afternoon session, I'll start to see some of the messages popping through, and I'll see some problems. So when I get to my working session, I'll have a block in there to deal with these problems and issues, obstacles, or whatever that may be popping up. A proper problem. You know what a problem is. There's problems and then there's feckin' problems. But the good thing of having that system in place where people don't come to me until after 1 p.m, it means I'm more productive during the day because I'm not getting sidetracked. That is the thing. Because most people love to get distracted. They love to get pulled into other people's agenda. Now, you won't actually say that. You're not going to come out and say, oh, I love getting problems. I love, getting pulled away from the work that I'm doing. I love not being productive. No one will ever say that. But we, as human beings, we don't like to be disciplined. Our minds don't want us to be disciplined. Our minds don't want us to focus for any length of time, any more than 5 minutes. Our minds want to be distracted, wants to check social media and see what's happening, see if anybody's liked our posts and see if anybody's commented, wants us to get pulled off track all the time, hence why people are addicted to their phones and social media. People are constantly checking their emails rather than, boxing it into certain sections, certain times of the day where you go in, check your social, check your emails. That way you're in control. You're in control of your addiction and when you go and look at your emails. Because what happens when you start, wake up in the morning and you get hit with problems to deal with straight away, you're not actually getting anything done. You're being reactive. You're working to other people's agenda. You're never producing. You're never able to create. You're just reacting to other stuff. And if that is the zone that you operate, then you're never going to create anything. You're never going to outsource and get systems in place to deal with things. And what I found is that by having no problems come my way by 1 o'clock, like I've said, it also trains your staff, it also trains other people you're dealing with to become more resourceful, to get them thinking a bit more creatively, to actually solve the problems themselves. And what I found is that most problems can be resolved themselves. Most people think they've got a problem, but when they think it through and realise that they're not going to get an answer for another few hours, they'll normally come up with the solution. But today, of all the days, it's one of those days where there's been more problems that came to me, and because of that 6-hour difference, I woke up this morning, did my morning routine, and then checked my phone. And even though it was only, 9 in the morning, there was a lot of problems for me to start looking at and to start dealing with. So my routine here is slightly different from when it's normally back in the UK. So I changed my working times around a little bit. I won't bore you with that routine. But I then solve my problems and stuff in the morning because I know that there's certain things that if my team haven't been able to resolve, they need my input before close of business in the UK. So I had to start dealing with these problems, and unfortunately I wasn't expecting it because since I have been in Costa Rica, my team have been outstanding, they've been great. There's been very few problems that have came my way that they haven't been able to resolve. And I think because we're having a good run, the universe, God, whoever it is, has decided, well, Paul, you're having too much fun here in Costa Rica. We're going to throw all these problems at you on a day where you're supposed to be having time with the family. You're supposed to be at the beach. You're supposed to be chilling out. We're actually going viewing some places here in Playa Hermosa, next to Santa Teresa. Most stunning place in Costa Rica. We love it here. So we're here for the best part of a week, and we're going to go and view some places. We have a plot of land here as well. So we want to we'll build our villa once the pound strengthens again. But while we're here, we want to go and view some ready-made villas and see about potential investments while we're here. Anyway, I digress. But that was supposed to be my plan. That was what we're supposed to be doing today. I had some stuff to check in, all that. But then I had that day what a lot of people get, where shit hits the fan and I need to solve and deal with those problems. And one by one, I started to deal with them. I took ownership and responded, giving my view, my take on how to handle, how to solve things. And it took half my day up. I say half my day. I started working and doing my problems from about 9:30, and it's 3 p.m. just now, so I finished up about half an hour ago. So yeah, it took up a fair bit of time. My family, they're away to the beach. They're not going to sit and not have a day that we're supposed to have because I've got things to deal with. But this is us as business owners, this is us as entrepreneurs. We need to realise that problems occur. And once you have a day like this, it's fine, it's okay. The key here is to minimise how many times that you end up having these days where you're overwhelmed with problems. So what I recommend you do, just like what I've done after today, is that new problems are always going to arise. I don't think there's a week that's gone by in my 13 years of business where something new hasn't popped up. There's always fucking something new, always. Something I just need to laugh at it and go, well, I was expecting something this week, but I wasn't expecting that. And I say that's pretty much every week. There's always something new. And the good thing is what I look at it as an opportunity to further educate my team on how to deal with these things that pop up that they weren't able to deal with. And what ends up happening is your team, and if you don't have a team just now, then you should be looking forward to, getting people on board so they can then handle a lot of the problems for you. But you should most definitely adopt that rule of having no problems crossing your desk until 1 p.m. You'll get so much done in the morning. And again, one of the things I've learned from today, thinking that we're on a good run, that I never needed to change my schedule, is that maybe I'll need to get the team to think about when they should be sending me problems while I'm in Costa Rica. So again, you're always looking to set your environment up to win. So the first thing you can do to set your environment up to win is get your own agenda back in place. Start getting some thinking time. Start looking to produce. Make sure you're being creative. Get your time to yourself in the morning and stop firefighting. There's no need for you to be firefighting. The more that you're firefighting, working to other people's agendas, getting pulled into problems, make all of that wait until later in the day. And if most of your problems come by email or phone call or text, wherever it's coming from, make sure you educate, make sure you discipline people in the sense of, don't come to me with any problems till after 1 p.m, make it wait. And if they send you a problem at 12:30, you just send them back and say, I'll get to this at 1 o'clock. Please, in future, do not send me any of these types of messages or problems until after 1. If you can, then try and resolve it yourself. Condition, educate those around you. And I'm talking about even if you don't have a team, I'm talking about people, business partners, anybody you're working with. Tell them not to bring any problems, because you need the time to get up early in the morning, to stay focused, to work on your agenda, to create, to push forward. Now, same goes if you're already working in a full-time job, or you're already working in your own business and you're looking to work on something else. You're wanting to get into a new business. You're wanting to, get into your own business. You want to get out of full-time employment, whatever it may be, and you're working something on the side, and you're not able to take the morning to do your own thing. You're having to deal with things in the evening and stuff. Just set your environment up to win. Work on the best times for you, but you've got to be productive. And when you're productive, it's working on getting you into that position where you're bringing in more money, getting you into that position where you can go full-time in your own business or full-time into whatever it may be. And the only way to do that is when you're being creative, you're producing, you're staying focused, you're chipping away at doing things that's going to help you get into that position. Not focusing on solving problems for everybody and everybody around you, especially personal problems. As much as I've got business problems to deal with today, I had personal issues in there as well. And they're the worst ones. They're the worst ones for any entrepreneur, any business owner, because they should not be getting dealt with during working hours. In a sense, you should be staying focused and working hard on what you're doing and deal with those when you get the time to deal with those, because they're personal issues. So, on that note, all I recommend that you do is really start to set up your environment to win, get productive and stay focused during the day. Basically set up that whole rule for other people around you not to come to you with any problems until after 1 p.m. Make it in the afternoon at some point. It means you're working to your own agenda, you're not getting distracted, you're not getting pulled into anything else, but more importantly, you're staying positive, upbeat, motivated. Because I tell you what, when I started seeing all those problems this morning, it was only 9 o'clock, it got me a little bit demotivated. I'm like, fuck. Started making me go into reactive mode. It started getting me to think, negative about certain things, because it hit me at the wrong time. I'm not used to getting problems at this time. So again, set your environment up to win, and you'll do awesome going forward. All right, so let's knock those problems out the park when they come, but do them on your time. Cheers and bye for now.